Welcome back to Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast where we're all about the allies. We'll teach you who they are in the comics, discuss their cards, and what kind of deck they might be played in. I'm one of your hosts, Jason Sketch, and with me tonight is...
Levi Lewis.
I'm Earth Twister.
Just Twister, not Earth Twister?
I said Earth Twister.
Oh, okay.
That's not what I heard.
We just heard Twister.
I'm Earth Twister.
It's better. Thank you.
When did he get so deep?
Let me enunciate.
Ah, good. Yes, enunciate. Very good. Well, boys,
Hello,
we've made it.
Poppet.
Well, boys, we've done it. 25 episodes.
Um,
And we've made it to the final episode of our first season. Pretty crazy. Now, normally you guys would be like, well, there's 52 weeks in a year, and we're going to go a season and a year long, so you should have 26 episodes. I think we all thought it was a good milestone just to hit that 25 and make it to that as our final episode of the first season. And it's a cool milestone to say we've done 25 episodes. That's pretty impressive, guys. Don't you agree?
I mean, that's more than most TV shows have in a first season.
Sorry, I'm still trying to do the math in my head of the 52 and the 26. And
52 divided by 2 is 26.
why are we dividing by 2? That's such an arbitrary number.
Because we're to do a bi-weekly podcast. So every other week we have an
So
episode.
shouldn't we have 104 episodes? If it's bi-weekly.
That's a magic number.
That would be us doing 2 episodes a week.
Yeah. Isn't that what bi-weekly means?
No. It's the opposite. It means
No,
every other week.
That'd be tri-weekly, where we try to do 2 episodes a week.
And fail miserably.
Fail miserably.
I'm personally really blown away that we've made it for a year, which is pretty awesome. And
It's
doing this
probably
guest,
because we're all in different cities and haven't tried to cut each other's throats yet.
actually 2 of us live in the same city. Well, close to each other, I guess.
Technically,
And
not.
I moved closer to y'all.
You did. That means you love us.
Aw,
We still have to get
Me
together and play a
amor.
game.
We do.
all 3 of us.
We absolutely do.
Yeah.
It'll be Levi Lewis and I versus Earth Twister in a
Civil War.
PvP
Yep,
match.
Civil War. Civil War.
Y'all know I'd win.
No.
Yeah, and your protection, yeah.
Yeah, you would be
Versus
dealing
our
zero
aggression,
after,
both of our
after
aggression?
it takes you 87 years to set up.
No.
No.
It would take us 2 rounds.
Yeah, we would get you smushed.
With
I'll
Boom
have
Boom.
Iron Man on my side.
But would you have Boom Boom?
I'll boom your boom.
No, yeah, that's a no.
So, it's been a lot of fun hanging out with you guys. And I thought that it would be cool to do something a little bit different this year, this episode. Because we are on our last episode of the season. And we're on our 25th episode. And we've had 3 amazing guests. And all these other things. Let's just talk about our experience over our first year of podcasting. And all the things that happened last year. How does that sound to you guys?
Are we
Sure,
not going to talk
yeah,
about
why not?
what we've been playing recently?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm going to get to that point. I want the listeners to say, I want the listeners to know what's going to be happening. I'm going to give them a full agenda of what's the plan for today. But
Sorry,
we do want to say,
I forgot to read the show notes.
thank you.
We're not actually talking about allies today.
Yeah, correct. We're not actually talking about allies today. No ally is being discussed today. We may be talking about some of the allies that we've already discussed, and just
Like
kind of
Boom Boom.
some of the memories from those episodes.
Or
But
multiple names.
I do want to say thank you to everyone who has listened to us for all 25 episodes, or you jumped in at some point in this first season and have kind of carried on since then, and you've just dealt with us in our growing pains and all of our shenanigans, like the ones you just heard a second ago. And we do appreciate you guys for just hanging out with us. So thank you so much, listeners. And thank you all 3 guests as well. And we're going to do more of a special tribute for them. So for this 25th episode, what we're going to do for this end of the season 1 episode is we're going to just talk about A, what we've been playing recently. B, jump into the mailbag to see if anybody said anything. And I think we've got another note from Monkey. So I'm super excited about that.
Hey, Monkey D. Luffy.
Well, no. Monkey sort of boardy. Then we'll talk about our favorite episodes and moments from the podcast, give a tribute to our guests and say thank you to them, discuss our thoughts on all the content from 2025, in which there's a lot that came out with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the 4 hero packs, Trickster Takeover, Civil War, and the 3 new environments. Or the 3 divided environments, I guess. And then talk about how excited we are for 2026 with Marvel Champions, and what our hopes are for Sidekicked in 2026. Anything else you guys would like to add to that agenda before we get going, since y'all both hadn't had a chance to look at the show notes until just a moment ago?
No, I
mean,
think that's good.
I glazed over them.
Like a donut?
You skimmed them?
That's the proper term.
Like a donut?
Skimmed them like a potato. I skimmed them in milk.
You skimmed them. Didn't you learn from Scott Pilgrim that you don't just skim an email?
What's the website for Amazon.co?
Amazon.ca.
Perfect.
Are you gonna order something very cool?
I'm gonna order some Marvel Champions.
Hey.
Synthozoid SmackDown? Anybody?
Hey, which I guess I didn't add that on the list either, because that technically came out in December, but I've not gotten that box yet. Have you guys?
No.
Not yet.
No. So
I actually just got
mine's on back order, but I am getting it this month.
my local game store's got it on order for me, but they're on the wave 2 of the order sets, and so I guess that means that they get it later than the first wave of people. So
I'll probably just order it from Prime.
I want to support the local game stores. So
I don't.
okay, you don't like.
I just want my champions.
Even though
and
I
want
work
it
at a
now!
small business, like a local business. I'm like, no, I just want my stuff now, and it's cheaper.
It's my game and I need it now. Call AG Whitworth.
What's
MC Whitworth.
MC Whitworth.
Champions.
877.
877
Game
game now. 877 game now.
Oh my gosh. So, Earth Twister, what have you been playing recently?
Like I said, I just got Civil War, which is great. I enjoyed it. I've played one game, and if you have been steadily listening to our last few episodes, this is the only game that I've been able to play in the last 4 months. So
Not true. You played with me last month.
This is the only fun game I've been able to play in the last 4 months.
Dang.
No,
I mean,
had fun
I
playing
play with
you,
Jason all the time too. And I agree. Like playing by myself is better than playing with Jason.
Oh, love
Oh,
you guys
man.
so much.
But no, I actually got to try out Hulkling, which I thought was really, really fun. He was great, and I went up against Iron Man. I played in Standard because it'd been so long since I'd actually been able to play, and I still lost. I think Hulkling's going to take a little bit to figure out, but I did enjoy playing him in his protection standard build, or whatever they call it, precon. So
His
it was a lot of fun.
protection standard build. His precon.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of cool cards in his precon. Did you play a lot of his cards, or did you play a lot of the protection cards?
I think at first I started playing a little bit of the protection cards, like the one that I don't remember all the names of them. So the one that gives you +3 hit points and +1 defense. I played that card, and then of course I got it in my hand again because there's 3 copies of it in the precon. So I ended up using it as resources. But then I did like playing I Can Do This All Day, and It Cuts Both Ways. Those are both great cards, especially when you're able to play them together, because then it's like, I'm going to defend this guy and not have to exhaust, and he's going to take a point of damage because I just defended all of his stuff without exhausting. So that was really cool. I did, though, enjoy finally getting some of his stuff down, like his shape-shifting upgrades that give him +2 defense and +1 attack, and retaliate 1. And then I didn't realize until about halfway through the game that they are also energy generators, like the double energy generators. So that was.
And they're not just the same resource.
Not all of them. Some of them are, but yeah, some of them are different.
I thought all of them were different resources. Like the doubles had a different resource.
I think there's one.
each one?
I think the infiltration one I think it's a double mental.
Oh,
I got my box right here. I can look through it real quick.
It's up to you.
Off the table.
it's your
While
box.
you look it up, I will talk about what I have been playing recently.
Ooh.
So I've recently been able to play 2 different games. And I don't know if I've talked about it this much on the podcast or not, but even though I was joking about Jason earlier, I really don't like playing solo very often. I prefer playing with other people. And I think part of that is because I'm a pretty social person. Even Jason. And funny enough, though, I have not played with Jason in a little while. So...
We need to fix that.
Nice. So I played with my buddy Michael again, where he wanted to play 2 characters. I wanted to play, well, because he was playing two characters by himself, I was going to play 2 characters by myself too. And I ended up playing the exact same ones that I played last time with him, which was Magneto and Hulkling. Which, yes, Hulkling of all the new stuff, Hulkling is my newest. Like, of all the new stuff, Hulkling's my favorite.
Which,
honestly.
Speaking again of Hulkling, Imitation Shape and Hulk Shape. Both are...
Hulk. I was going to say Hulk Shape is my favorite one of all of them.
Yeah.
Imitation was cool too.
Yeah. Imitation Shape is a double mental and Hulk Shape is a double physical.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, my favorite one, sorry, just to interrupt you there,
No, go ahead. I like Hulkling.
is
I like
the
Hulkling.
armored... What is it? The armored defense?
I was about to say
Shape.
it's probably the defense one.
Yeah, armored shape. +1
Because
attack,
you're a
+2
huge
defense,
protection guy.
and gains 1 retaliate.
My favorite one is the Hulk Shape because he does, anytime you play an event, you do 2 damage to an enemy.
Well, you have to exhaust the cards. That's not anytime you play an event.
Well, but
Okay.
but yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, not any, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so I did that, and I don't remember what my buddy played. As he played 2, like I know one of them was because he wanted to play Expert. So he played Rhino Expert because he had never played Expert before. And I was like, well, if you've never played Expert before, let's do somebody simple
Yeah.
just to kind of like get your feet wet in it. That way you can do this more often. So you have a little bit more of an understanding. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. It's just a little bit harder than the regular standard. And so one of the people he played was Storm, and her whole weather deck was confusing for him at first, but I mean, it can be a good thing, but also a bad thing. That was something that was hard for him. And then for Christmas, I gave my nephew the corset, and so I got to play some of the corset stuff with my nephew and my brother-in-law, and I played Captain Marvel, her precon. My brother-in-law played Spider-Man's precon, and then of course we played just the regular standard Rhino, and my nephew played Iron Man, and I built his deck up for him. And I was like, I mean, Iron Man's a good way to learn how to play like straight out of the box a little bit. So I was like, okay, here you go. Like, if you want to learn, here you go. So I built the deck for him real fast, and we played it, and I mean, we beat them. So my brother-in-law specifically said, and he's like, it took a little while to understand this game, but he's like, at the end, he's like, but it kind of got addictive. I was like, yeah, it draws you in.
It's a really well-designed game. It's a lot of fun. You feel powerful being a hero.
I can stop when I want to.
No, you just told us to do this all day.
No, you can't. No.
I'm glad you guys are both enjoying Hulkling. That's cool. That's good news.
I haven't tried out
And,
Tiger yet, but I've heard a lot of good things about her.
Well, speaking of Tiger, she's one of the ones I played recently as well. So I've gotten to play
There you go.
2 games recently. My hope is on the sketchdom on my channel that I can do a current and a legacy game each week. We'll see if how long that'll last and how long I can keep that up. But this week I recorded a Magneto in current and a legacy build for Tigra. So Magneto, I took on the new Captain Marvel with a aggression Magneto. And that was a lot of fun. I forgot how powerful Magneto is. He really doesn't need anything besides his own cards most of the time.
I've said this many times, but go ahead.
And so I quite enjoy him. He was a lot of fun to play again. I played him in aggression, and I had cards like Clobber that I didn't end up actually using Clobber. I didn't end up actually using another card too. And I focused heavily on like minion calling in, so I put in squared off, and is it squared off in the no? It's the new one that with Falcon on it that came in Winter Soldier.
Is it Falcon?
Spoiling for a fight. Spoiling for a fight, which calls in a minion and then it readies your hero. I used that quite a bit, and that was fun to like ready Magneto twice in a turn, essentially. So he does his attack, then you magnetic pull, then you ready him with the cape, and then you play Spoiling for fight, and you ready him again. And so that was a lot of fun. I did Looking for Trouble as well, which I didn't play as much of. He didn't need it. He could control the scheme without looking for trouble, which was nice. I played some X-Men with him, and it was cool to get some of those X-Men back out. But to play it in Current was interesting, just because it kind of limited the cards that would have normally picked from. The thing that I made a mistake on with that game, though, was I did not run Def Focus. I ran Team Building Exercise. And I keep thinking he's like Iceman, and that he has magnetism as part of one of his thingamabobbers. Oh my gosh, I'm forgetting words here. Traits. Yes, thank you.
But only 2 of his cards have it, right? Or he doesn't have that as a trait.
He doesn't have that as a trait. So I was able to use it to get the X-Men characters I had in the thing out easier, but I didn't get the other cards that I wanted out. Most of his attacks and stuff are superpowers, and so I should have ran Death Focus to get use the superpower ability. But I just haven't played Magneto in about a year, so I had forgotten. Then I played Tigra against Captain America. I guess Captain Marvel was just tough. She's challenging in general, and I felt like she's got a mechanic where you're constantly getting attacked. The more you attack her, the more likely she's going to attack you, even on your turn. So that was interesting. But I played against Captain America with Tigra, and used a protection build with Ready for a Fight, and that was a lot of fun. I used Pin Down to lock down all the minions she pulled out. So I had 3 minions out there that didn't do anything against me, and I had Ready for a Fight back up, so she would never get schemed on. And then there'd be other minions that would show up on the table, so I would end up getting to play her card Tooth and Claw for free. Reduce the cost to pay for this event by 1 for each minion engaged with you, and it costs 4. And then she can deal 4 damage to an enemy, and then deal 4 damage to an enemy. So she can do 8 damage in total for free because I had 6 minions in front of me. And so I wish it would have given me an extra resource for each extra minion above it. It's like anyways. So she would either clear out some of the minions that were in front of her, or she would just do straight 8 damage to Captain America. His mechanic with the shield going back and forth is pretty interesting. I need to figure out how to utilize that more to my advantage. But I forget that protection sometimes just takes a lot to build up. And so once you're built to your spot, then protection is pretty good about just doing what you want it to do. But sometimes it takes a while to build to that spot, and the building part is not always the funnest part to me.
It's always the funnest part.
That's why you don't play protection.
That's it. I played her in aggression before too, and she's a scary monster in aggression. So I look forward to playing Tigra in leadership soon. I think that's going to be the next thing I want to do with her. I have not picked up Hulkling yet, though. Just haven't done it.
Like, played it, or you just haven't figured it out yet?
I haven't picked him up. He's still sitting in the box.
I think you'll like him.
I hear good things.
Just play it one time, and then you'll probably be like, yeah, this is cool.
He looks very rich, and his hand size doesn't change.
No, but technically he does have a 6-hand size in
his alter ego.
In alter ego, because he looks for a shapeshift card in your discard or your draw, and so you're always getting a double resource in alter ego. So that's a good reason to flip down.
Dang, I like his. He comes with a card that I thought was really great. I think it's a hangar or a garage or something.
Mm-hmm.
But when you flip to alter ego, you get a tough status card with it.
It's like the opposite of Colossus.
Yes, but I think it would work well with Colossus because you flip down, you get your tough status card, and then you flip back up and you get your second tough status card.
And you're already at 2 every single time.
Yeah, Colossus got a lot of good cards this year because you run Ready for a Fight with him. So you always flip down to get your 6 hand size, and then you get attacked and you flip back up and you get your tough status card. You had that garage thing, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called right now, so forgive me for not knowing the name of the card. It's still relatively new to me. But you flip down, you get your tough status card, and then you flip back up with Colossus and get your second tough status card. Now you're at your double tough status card, plus with the Ready for a Fight having kicked off, you never get worried about getting schemed on when you're playing Colossus. And then he can do this all day. So,
Hidden base.
Hidden Base. Thank you.
Hidden base.
It's a good card. It's probably one of my new favorite cards, though. It's a protection card. So
Protection's got some seriously good cards, guys. I mean,
So does aggression.
how-
Full body charge. Have you ever played full body charge?
Yes, they're just boring to me.
You're boring.
They're very basic. It's like
This has been
this card
Sidekicked on
does
Marvel
8
Champion
damage.
Podcast.
This card does 8 damage. Good
it
job.
does a
And Overkill.
overkill, 8 damage. It's a feel good card. I like it. And then you play it with Home Technique, and it goes up to
See?
12 damage.
See?
And then this
See?
is why you play Jubilee, because then you have her sunglasses make it do an extra 4 damage because you've now used 4 different resources to pay for it.
Ooh.
Or you could just have...
I will play Jubilee and Aggression and have a good time. But I just...
But you just what?
just
You just what?
I'm
just what?
not a rush guy.
Just what?
If I'm going to sit down and play Marvel Champions, I want to be playing for an hour.
I want to
I
play
play
2 or
for an
3
hour
games.
regardless.
You what?
I play for an hour regardless.
I want to feel like I'm doing something the entire fight. I don't want to feel like I'm being
that's
kicked
what
in the
normally
face
happens.
over and over and over and over again until I can finally punch you back.
See, I like being kicked in the face knowing that I've just broken your leg.
When we get together, we'll try kicking you in the face, and you let us know if our legs
With-
are broken or not.
I've been told I'm very good at it.
So, mail time. You already talked about the mail?
Well, what's that mail jingle that we're supposed to sing?
It got cut out.
Mail time!
Oh my
It's
God.
the mail that never fails. It makes me want to wag my tail.
Mail time!
Mail time!
Oh my gosh. And so our good old friend Monkey left us another comment on our Arrow episode. And he was talking about, he just talked about how he thought it'd be fun to include Arrow into a deck. He thinks he wants to do it with a War Machine. He thought it was interesting that they had the Agents of Atlas trait on her. And apparently it's a secret organization of some sort. A secret society.
That's why it's not with anybody else, because it's a secret.
Exactly. That's it. Just
And
like
it all
Space
comes
Knight,
together.
it's a secret society type thing. So we
Just
don't
like
just
the
imagine there's going
tune.
to be an extra one with it. So he kind of wishes they had replaced it though with Mystic, which would have made her very powerful to have both Aerial and Mystic on her.
That's what
as a
we
trait.
said.
Yes. So it'd be really interesting to see that synergy though, and I think she would have been more of a broken card at that point. To a degree, I guess not, because if she's boosting only at like an Aerial character's traits or traded Aerial traded characters, she's not really helping the Mystic side out. But if she's going to get a hero kit, the Mystic Aerial would be a very powerful combination.
Is Sorcerer Supreme, is that Mystic? Do you have to be Mystic
Yes.
to use that?
Correct. Which I'm kind of hoping that Iron Fist is going to be Mystic, because I think it'd be interesting to give Iron Fist the Sorcerer Supreme card.
That would be nice.
And then he thought it'd be interesting to have her kind of function as a build where she's like Spider-Woman. And so the more Aerial cards you play on her, if you had a hero kit, the more powerful she gets. So let's say like, because in Spider-Woman, when you play the different, each of the different aspects, for each aspect you play, she gets +1 attack, defense, and thwart. So he thought it'd be interesting to do that, but with Aerial cards for her.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like
That's
it.
cool. Yeah.
Be interesting. And so that was really neat. And then after that, he finished the episode. He thought he was going to maybe try to build a War Machine deck with the Aerial trait on it. I guess using her in a War Machine deck. And so I thought that would be fun to try at some point. War Machine's pretty fun. So adding her in there to benefit War Machine would be great. I've not played him in Leadership before though. So, but yeah, thank you, Monkey, for leaving us a comment. How do they reach us, guys? How can other people leave us comments or email us or contact us in any shape, form, or fashion?
Marvel Champions AMCP at marvelchampionspodcast@gmail.com.
They can reach us at Sidekicked. AMCP. That's Sidekicked. A Marvel Champion Podcast at gmail.com.
That's right, folks. We would love to get your emails. So please do not be afraid to write us.
Wait, so AMCP does not stand for a merry crew of players.
And really, we mostly want your emails so that we can send you spam.
Levi Luce has got a fat stack of cat videos ready to go for the next person.
No,
to email us.
I mean literally spam that you.
We're going to
Cock out of
spam
the
you,
can.
asking you to rate us a 5 stars on Spotify. Leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you're brand new on YouTube.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts too, or any other podcast platform. We would love to be able to read your reviews and talk about them and see how we need to improve, or if we're doing a good job, boys.
I mean,
you know.
I wouldn't mind a 1-star here and there.
You wouldn't mind a 1-star?
No.
You want to ruin our rating with a 1-star?
What's our rating gonna do to us?
The higher our rating, the more we get pushed out. The more we get pushed out, the more people can hear our sultry, beautiful voices and hear us talk about Marvel Champions and the wonderful stories about the allies in the game.
I didn't hear any of that. Can you start over?
Oh, boy.
Again, this is Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast.
So, anyhow, we would appreciate any of our listeners. Thank y'all so much for listening to our shenanigans and our nonsense, but we would love to hear more from you guys. And hear your thoughts. So thank you, Monkey, for sending us in emails and messages, and we look forward to seeing your next information as well.
And remember, we will send you spam if you email us. And I'm not talking about the canned ham.
I will.
What? So now we're moving into talking about some of our favorite episodes and moments from the podcast over the year. And I just thought it was really cool that we've made it to 25 episodes. Do you want me to recap what we've already done?
Yeah.
Are you talking about like the allies and stuff?
Yeah, all the allies. You want me to list off every ally we've talked about this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know that there's one ally we talked about twice.
And believe it or not, it wasn't Multiple Man.
It wasn't.
Wait, we did an ally twice?
You'll understand it whenever you get to those episodes.
Oh, Hawkeye?
What?
No.
Okay.
No, we didn't do him twice.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
You
You're
finally
right. My bad. 2 weeks ago.
got it.
Okay,
He
so
got it.
we started off with who we are, and we kind of gave everybody a chance to experience who is Sidekicked. And then we talked about Sync, both the Mockingbirds, Hulk, Bug, Lockjaw, feels like forever ago, Legion, and then we ended up doing a episode about making up our own waves for an episode, which I thought was a lot of fun. Slingshot, Luke Cage with Dr. Science, our very first guest, Multiple Man, Pip the Troll, Captain Americat, Lockjaw, Cyclops.
Lockjaw. Did we do
Deathlock.
Lockjaw twice?
No, we did Deathlock.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, yep. Cyclops,
With?
with the champion of Krakoa, Beast, Scarlet Witch, Beta Ray Bill, and that was all during our special October Monster Month, or I guess like Spooky Month.
Spooky.
And then Levi Lewis, feeling bad for Captain Americat, gave him a background story.
That's the second time.
That's the second time. Then we had Solo Marvel Champion come on and talk about Grant Ward. We talked about Iron Fist twice. Arrow, Boom Boom, and then the last episode that I have not heard yet, Hawkeye. So
Did you mention Multiple Man? Because we did talk about Multiple Man, didn't we?
we did right after Luke Cage,
Okay.
and so talk
Just
to
thought
me.
I'd have
What
to mention him multiple times.
do you guys think? Like, we've done a year of podcasting. Tell me, what was some of your favorite moments? What was some of your favorite episodes? What were just some of the history and characters you didn't expect? Talk to me about the podcast.
My favorite episode is always the one that we're currently recording because I get to talk to you guys.
Oh,
Womp womp.
stop it.
So one of my favorite things that we did was when we recorded with Solo, and like right after we recorded with him, I knew that the episode that the Captain America episode, like we recorded with him, and then like right after that is whenever we released the Captain America, was it the Revenge of the Captain America episode that I wrote. And I knew, like, because we talked about, I mean, we had a blast. We had a blast recording. I mean, I know you guys agree with me. We had a blast recording with Solo.
Oh, he's a lot of fun.
Yeah, he was super fun to talk with. And I'm pretty sure to date that's the longest episode we have on the podcast, because I want to say that's like a 2-hour episode.
It was the longest recording session we had too, which was
Yeah, it was a super long recording episode. It was very, very long. And like even he was a champ because he had to go to work at like 3 or 4 hours like after we get finished recording, something like that.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. But so we recorded the episode, and then Revenge of Captain America came out, which I was stoked. Like I was like super stoked about that episode. I had a super fun time recording that, and I was like, oh, this is going to come out right before his episode comes out. And so I knew that he was listening to that, and I was like, I can't wait for him to hear this, which I don't even remember if he said anything about that on any of our stuff that we did or not. But I was just like, I don't care. I don't care if he says anything or not on any of our stuff. I know he's going to love this. and then his episode came out. And I mean, just those two back to back were just, I thought that was perfect.
Yeah. Those were really fun episodes. I really enjoyed both of those.
Both of those were really, really well done. I had a good time with Dr. Science and the Luke Cage episode. That was really, really fun. Hearing about Doom, hearing about Luke Cage stealing a Fantastic Four jet and flying over to Latveria to punch Doom in the face.
Just to punch up one time.
Because he didn't get paid for a job from Dr. Doom. That was pretty great.
And he just leaves. He's just like,
he just leaves.
Man, I think one of my favorite episodes has to be one of the first ones we recorded, which was the Mockingbird, the dual Mockingbird one. And I think the big reason for that is because we started an inside joke that kind of lasted for a while about like anytime we were like, oh, we don't know where this person went for this amount of time. We were just like, oh, they were probably just fighting corruption in Guadalajara or something.
Oh yeah,
that just always makes me laugh. Anytime we're like, oh, I don't know, like they just disappeared for like a few years. They're probably fighting corruption. You know,
they're fighting evil in South America.
Oh man, that's really neat. I liked that. That was fun.
Another one of my favorite episodes was the episode where we did our own like box sets and everything. Super fun doing that. One of the things, I think we said it in the episode, one of the things that I loved about doing that episode is I was very adamant whenever I would talk with Jason and Earth Twister over here. I was like, we cannot talk about any of our ideas together before we record, because I didn't want any of us to be like, oh, these ideas are similar, and then completely change what we had. I wanted to hear all of the ideas,
Earth Twister,
regardless of how similar they were.
2 minutes before he got onto the cast.
Yeah, I am notorious about just coming up with stuff on the spot. Like preparing is not me. I don't prepare for anything. I just go for it.
I mean, even like the Revenge of Captain America, I did like, I think in the episode I even say like, I wrote this like an hour ago.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Sometimes procrastination it pays off.
It can, but there are definitely times when it's like, you know, if I had spent like an hour working on this, it would have made something so much better. But yeah,
I had fun during our spooky month. I thought it was interesting doing several different like spooky type allies.
Monster themes, yeah.
Yeah. You know,
I think
Beast, Scarlet Witch, Beta Ray Bill.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed learning about some of these heroes that I knew little to nothing about, and some of them surprised me with how much I didn't know about them. Like Beast, like I didn't know anything about the guy. I just assumed he was this I assumed that what I knew from the movies was accurate, and it's not super accurate actually.
He's one of the originals.
Yeah, he's one of the originals, and so like I actually got to learn a lot about him. Makes me want to do an Angel one now too, because he and Iceman and Cyclops and Jean Grey were the originals, and so it'd be really cool to go back and see some of those so I can actually learn more about them. And I think I know a pretty decent amount about Angel because of the whole Apocalypse stuff, making him Archangel and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, I've really enjoyed getting to know some of these heroes, and like I didn't know anything about Mockingbird. Now I know she likes to fight corruption, and there's some crazy stuff that she went through. You know, there's a lot of cool things that you learn about these heroes as you're doing research, into them that you don't know if you've just watched the movies or if you've just read certain eras of comics. And it's really interesting. It's really interesting.
One of the things that I've enjoyed about doing this show is kind of like what you were saying, is like researching these characters, and some of them just have so much. Like whenever I'm going through and there's just like tons and tons of information about like Beta Ray Bill, or one of the ones that I was like, man, I want to put all this in, but I can't, was Boom Boom. I was like, man, there's so much that she does. I was like,
it's
so cool.
Like, how are you not more prevalent? You've got this awesome history, and you're not more prevalent in the comics. You don't have a bigger role in the shows or the movies or the games. You just
Multiple Man was
small.
another one like that. Multiple Man was like insane.
Oh man, when he took over X Factor, he's got some really good story arcs there too.
Have you heard about the really, really sad story about Multiple Man?
I talk about like his dupes, where like he dies, but then you find out it's just a dupe.
No, well, kind of. So one of the things that his powers allows him to do is to reabsorb his clones into his body.
Yes.
Right. So he's married, and he and his wife have a baby. His wife has gone through like labor and delivery and everything, and he goes to hold the baby and absorbs it. The baby's gone.
That's tough.
Yeah.
What? Mm-hmm. Where did you hear this?
Actually from Champion of Krakoa, because one of his favorite heroes is actually Multiple Man. And
wow.
Yeah, he told me the story at one point, and it was just like, oh my gosh, like I can't even imagine, because I mean, y'all know I have 2 kids, and just like if I went to go hold it, and all of a sudden I'm just like they're gone, like oh my gosh, like what happened? Like, oh.
He gets their memories and everything, though.
Yeah, but what is a newborn?
But if it's a baby,
remember?
yeah,
like,
if it's a baby,
it probably doesn't even remember being born.
That's crazy. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Let's take a moment of silence for baby dupe Multiple Man.
Okay, moving on.
Sorry to be a downer, guys. I just thought it was a really interesting story.
No, that's wild.
No, I think that's pretty great. I mean, looking on our analytics, right? Just strictly podcasts. I'm not talking about YouTube. Can you guess what our 2 highest listened to episodes are?
Solo
Marvel Champion, yeah, is probably one of them. I'm going to say the second one is Revenge of Captain America.
The first one is our Hulk episode.
Okay.
With 93 listens. And
Hey.
streams and downloads, all that. Our second is Sync.
Huh.
Okay.
Episode 2. That's episode 2 and episode 4. Now, that's interesting, right? Because you think that the Solo Marvel Champion episode would probably be the next ranked. After that, it's Mockingbird at 90. And then Luke Cage, so our very first guest episode with Dr. Science, is at 88.
It's interesting.
So, 80.
I just want to emphasize that the Hulk episode was my episode. That was where I presented the Hulk.
You did a good job. We are proud of you. But it also
As
helps
you should
people know
be.
who the Hulk is, and so
Yeah, I mean that's when you said that, I was like, okay, it makes a little bit of sense because most people know the Hulk.
Revenge of Captain America is higher than Captain America, and its is 71.
Yeah,
It's probably because Revenge of
And
Captain
then-
America is actually a really
Revenge.
catchy title.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Solo's episode with Grant Ward is 70 right now. But it's building, right? I mean, it's been out less time than the other ones have. So
yeah. The next one's gonna be Captain America Strikes Back.
our lowest
Is that
listened to
gonna be
episode
season
at
2, episode
19 that released this morning is Boom Boom. And then Arrow at 50. And the actual Captain America is 52. So it's probably one of our lowest ones, which is interesting. So
I mean, it's probably one of the least known characters.
yes, and that's been fun too, is picking these characters that we just don't know anything about and going, screw it, let's find out more about them, you know?
Yeah. But kind of like what Levi said with like some of the more well-known ones that have a lot of comic history, it's like, what do I talk about? What do I,
Right.
not include? For example, the Hawkeye episode, when we talked about Hawkeye, there's a whole lot more that happened with him. you go all the way through House of M and everything like that. Like, there's a ton that happened with Hawkeye, but I had to stop because, I get through. Basically, I just told his what's it called? His origin story. And I mean, I had to stop once he joined the Avengers because it was like that's where people probably might start knowing him, is like with the Avengers. But there's just so much information that I could have kept going. We probably could have talked for 2 or 3 hours just talking about his story. So I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, how he becomes Ronin.
Yeah.
He becomes Ronin for a while. He dies in Avengers Disassembled and is brought back to life through House of M, and it tears him up inside because of that, which is pretty wild. He doesn't have a family in that universe like he does in the movies or in the Ultimate Universe.
So he becomes Ronin in the Ultimate Universe then?
No, he becomes Ronin in the 616 universe, the comic, the main line. And the reason, and this is, again, we're just jumping into history, right? So he is brought back to life by the Scarlet Witch, and he doesn't feel right taking that role of Hawkeye back right away because he doesn't know who he is, if he's really Clint Barton or if he's just some sort of made thing still that exists from this House of M universe that Scarlet Witch did, right? And so he takes on, they find Echo. He's running with the New Avengers, and they find Echo in Japan. I think they're either in Japan or they're in China, but they're fighting the Hand, and she's there, and she's wearing the Echo suit, or wearing the Ronin suit. They take on the Hand. They then discover the scroll problem. And when the scroll problem is discovered, he realizes he wants to be a part of like being a hero, but he doesn't feel like he can be Hawkeye. So he takes the Ronin uniform, and Echo goes back to being Echo somewhere else. So he takes on the mantle of Ronin after Echo for a while.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a very interesting time, and very cool story arc. Eventually, when he finds a Scarlet Witch and she's forgotten who she is, and he doesn't know what to do with that either, and so it's a whole wild story.
Is Clint the last Ronin?
That I don't know.
So I don't know.
The answer is no. It's Michelangelo.
Aha. So I don't know if y'all noticed talking a little bit about an ally here that we haven't talked about yet, but kind of have. On the Ronin card, I was kind of confused because I didn't realize that Ronin had also been Echo at one point. But on the Ronin card, it says something like his card uses the word they rather than he or she. And I didn't know why, but I guess it's because they're not giving it like Ronin
a specific
or Ronin Echo. It's just like, this is
Yep.
Ronin, the ally. So when we go to talk about Ronin, we may have to have some interesting history there to check out.
Yeah, I
did
know.
Echo coming out here soon, it may be cool to jump into Ronin at some point and talk about him.
Yeah, I did know that more than one person was Ronin.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. Look at us. We weren't going to talk about allies, and here we are talking about allies.
This is the episode where we don't talk about allies.
This has been Sidekicked, a Marvel Champions podcast.
It's been brewed into our DNA.
Do you brew stuff into DNA?
I mean, according to Dark Beast and Mr. Sinister, you do.
Okay.
So, yeah, I think it's been a good year. I'm excited to see what's coming up next with some new stuff. We do want to take a moment. I think we each should do one. So, why don't you start us off with Champion of Krakoa there, Earth Twister, and just take a moment to say thank you to Champion of Krakoa for coming on the episode and talking about Cyclops. And since you know him and he's your buddy, why don't you just do the thank you there for him?
Yeah. So Champion, thanks for coming on and talking to us about Cyclops. It was really cool getting to know a little bit more about him and just getting to chat with you on the podcast. It was really cool. So thank you for coming by. Really appreciate that and getting that information there about Cyclops.
Yes.
Can I do Dr. Science?
Absolutely. Jump right in. Take on Dr. Science.
Dr. Science, also aka Dukaru, aka our good friend that doesn't live here anymore. We thank you so much for coming on our episode and talking about Luke Cage. The way that you described it was very, very funny, but at the same time, very informative. Learned a lot about, I already knew several things about Luke Cage, but I didn't know as much as you found out. It is very informative, very funny, and we always love hearing you, and we miss you and wish you would come back and play with us again and do another episode with us.
That would be awesome. And I know that we don't have a spot where you can find more information about our wonderful friend Dakaru or Dr. Science, because he hasn't done a lot with Marvel Champion stuff probably since he's left us. But I believe Champion Krakoa, you can at least find his decks built on Marvel CDB, so please go check those out.
Yeah, Dr. Science's decks are purely Captain America decks.
They are the same Captain America deck every time.
Every time.
Every time. He also played Protection. So, we do want to end here, though, with Solo Marvel Champion. Buddy, thank you so much for coming on the show. And as you joked, inviting yourself on. But we were super glad to have you here. And we are looking forward to having you again, hopefully here in 2026 in the future for another episode. And it was just a blast having you on. I think it was a lot of fun just getting to chat with you and talk and have a good time. Just talking about you and talking about Marvel Champions and your experience with Marvel Champions. And, of course, Grant Ward. Thank you for presenting that information. I know you don't read a lot of comics, but it was cool to get to hear the history that you brought for such an epic character. I look forward to seeing more of your content. I look forward to having you more on the show. And thank you again for just coming around and hanging out with us. So we really appreciate that. If you guys aren't already, please go to Solo Marvel Champions YouTube channel. Hit him with a follow there. It is well deserved. He has got some of the best Marvel Champions content out there, and he can teach you quite a bit as you play the game. He's also
Just
got
fun
another
guy.
channel.
Just a fun guy in general.
He is. He's also got another channel, and I forget what it's called right now, so Solo, please forgive me. If you want to drop it in the comments, please do. We'd be happy for you to share both your links in the comments if you'd like to. But he has one for role-playing games as well. I think he plays Final Fantasy VII on there, but he's also talking about the new Marvel the Marvel role-playing game that's out there, the 616 role-playing game. And he's also got some other content for other role-playing games on there as well. So definitely go check it out if you're into role-playing games or you're interested in the new Marvel role-playing game. I'm sure he's got a lot of cool information on there that he's willing to share with you guys and help people improve their role-playing abilities. So I know that you were super excited to be here. I know you were a little nervous, but we do appreciate you coming by. So awesome. That was fun. It felt good to say thanks and appreciate our guests. So are y'all ready to talk about all the fun things that happened during 2025? All of our new Marvel Champion stuff that happened during 2025.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the politics that happened.
No. I don't. This is a politic-free podcast.
Okay, good.
We are free of multiple ticks.
That as well, yes. So let's just kind of break it down thing by thing. So I think first and foremost, let's talk about the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. box. In this box, we had 5 new scenarios, and we got 2 new heroes. So what were your, I guess we could probably list them off for those that don't own the box yet. Or, it's a future listen and the box doesn't exist anymore. But you had Black Widow as a villain. You had Batroc the Leaper as a villain. You had MODOK as a villain. You had Thunderbolts, which was a super cool scenario because you had multiple mod sets that just catered to that specific scenario. And then you had Baron Zemo. And then 2 heroes.
Spoiler!
Oh, sorry.
Redacted.
Baron Redacted. And then you had 2 heroes in the box to play with as well. Maria Hill and Nick Fury. So what are y'all's thoughts on the box? Talk to me about it. What do you think?
Personally, this was my least favorite box.
Ooh,
honestly.
Tell me more.
I thought the concepts were neat. I thought it was, the whole spy thing was kind of neat. And it was unique. It was very unique. But it felt more like playing a game of Clue to me than playing Marvel Champions. Like they were trying to do, I think, a little bit too much into that whole spy thing. Where
Marvel
at the
Champions
very end,
Clue.
Yeah, where they're like, who's the guy behind everything? And it's like, sure.
Redacted.
Of all the villains, there was only one, between the heroes and the villains, there's only one that I wanted to play, and that was MODOK. That's it. Everything else I was like, meh. Like everything, I mean, I've played others, I've played them, but that was the only one that I was actually, of all, normally I'm more excited about, multiple things. This one I was just like, MODOK was whatever. Meh.
Did you
That's
play
just
either of the heroes?
Yes, they were cool. They were okay. They were not my favorite. That's just
I
my opinion.
personally, no,
Go
it's
ahead.
good.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I agree. It felt a lot like a lackluster coming off of Age of Apocalypse. Age of Apocalypse was such a good box, except for the campaign part, right? Like the campaign extra
Except
thing
for the
that you did.
campaign,
Yeah, with the ally thing where you put the allies on the side and they do
The
their
I
thing.
thought that
missions.
was awesome. I thought that was awesome.
The
Yeah, the
mission.
missions,
The missions, yeah, the ally missions.
the side missions. Yeah,
Didn't care for them. But coming off of Age of Apocalypse and moving into Agents of Shield, it felt like, oh, these villains are not as
powerful.
scary as some of the ones in Age of Apocalypse. I never really felt in danger in any of the scenarios. I like Black Widow. I think she's a good one to like test your skills out against. I had a lot of fun playing against her. I agree that MODOK as well was something that I looked forward to getting to play, and he wasn't as strong as I thought he was going to be, but I thought the scenario itself was interesting. I really, really enjoy the Thunderbolt scenario a lot. I like the randomness of just getting to choose two, three different Thunderbolts and going at it. I'm looking forward to the fact that Taskmaster is a Thunderbolt, and I look for an Elite Thunderbolt on top of that. So I look forward to putting him into that scenario and trying him out against him there as well. I thought it was a very interesting scenario and the randomness that comes with it. But I would agree that none of those villains are scary enough that I feel like I felt hardly a lot of pressure when I'm facing them. I didn't really enjoy the Batroc scenario. It was just like, okay, cool, like I get what we're trying to do here, but it's not that interesting to me. And then Baron Zemo just takes too much to set up. So I don't really play Baron that much, though. I thought he was a challenge, but once I beat him with Hawkeye, I was like, all right, well, this was interesting. So I disagree in the fact that like the scenarios were all bad. I think there's 3 that were enjoyable that I will play again and again, but there's 2 that I probably won't pick up very often.
I didn't say they were bad. I was just like, okay.
That's fair. That's a fair statement. I like Nick Fury, and I feel like he's one of those heroes that I'm going to keep going back to keep trying to get better at, but it's not one that I want to sit down and just grind it out until like I'm perfect with Nick Fury. Though I know that there's a lot of new decks out recently within the past month or two of people really finally discovering some cool niches for Nick Fury, making him work really well. Maria Hill, since the announcement, I had no desire to play her, and I still have not played Maria Hill at all. Just no desire to pick her up, no desire to test her out. Now with the current model, I will probably try her for one current game just to see what she's like, but I don't really see myself at this junction playing her very often.
What about you, Earth Twister?
You can see all my thoughts on my YouTube channel. I have a review. I'm just kidding. I do have a review of the box, and it's actually one of my most viewed videos. Personally, I really didn't care for either of the heroes. Just Nick Fury really didn't scratch any kind of itch that I had. His whole assault suit, stealth suit thing, I don't love when the villain schemes and having to basically wanting to switch into stealth suit. I don't know. It wasn't great. I didn't love it. And I just I didn't really love his mechanic. Now, granted, I'm pretty sure I just stayed with him in Justice, and I'm not really a huge fan of Justice anyways. So maybe there's that to consider, that I didn't play him in Protection, and so that's why I didn't like him. And then with Maria Hill, like she just doesn't gel with the way I play. I don't love having a lot of expensive things, and it's like she wants those shield supports that she comes with, the 6 cost ones, which they're great, but I feel like once you get them down, they're a little OP, and especially with the fact that she can keep them on the board forever, basically, and I don't really care for her that much. So like neither of those heroes really interest me. I'd rather go play other heroes from older sets or even some of the newer ones. Now, the villains, the scenarios, I actually really enjoyed them a lot. Black Widow, like you said, does kind of test your skills a little bit, and she's fun. Like you have to. She's gameable though, so you can figure out
Right.
like, okay, remove all the threat, and that she's not really an issue. She's just like a rhino at that point. But I still had a lot of fun playing her scenario. Batroc, I don't love the threat level on the alarm and stuff, but I enjoyed playing him as well. I don't know, it kind of I think I enjoy the scenarios that you are the goal is kind of to work through threat. Like you want to get down all the threat and then defeat the villain. I like that for some reason. I think maybe it just feels like I'm actually doing the hero thing. Like I'm defeating your thing here, and then I'm going to defeat you. Like I'm preventing you from doing the thing that you want to do, and then now I'm putting you in jail. So maybe that's why I like Batroc for that. I don't really love the alert level. MODOK is interesting. I don't know that I love him or hate him, but I feel like there's maybe a couple of gimmicks that I don't like. And then, of course, Thunderbolts, as you mentioned, is great. It's a lot of fun, super easily mixed up. I like it a lot. I think it's just going to take some time. And Baron Zemo, yeah, a lot of setup, but if you're doing the campaign, it's super cool.
That's
I really like that in that kit, in that box specifically, the campaign cards are at least used in the Zemo scenario. So it feels like you're not getting dead cards. Because when you have all of the other kits that have the campaign stuff, if you're not playing the campaign, those cards are useless. And half the time, like watching other people on YouTube and then like talking with other people, we're not going through the campaigns over and over and over and over and over and over again. We're choosing the scenarios we want to play, choosing the heroes we want to play, and those campaign cards never get used again. They're just taking up space in my card box. Whereas, whenever I take on Baron Zemo, I'm going to use those campaign cards. So I really like that. So overall, I felt like it was a pretty good box. Maybe not my favorite. I think I really enjoyed Mad Titan Shadow. I think that's probably my favorite box. But
I liked it a lot more than Mad Titan Shadow. It's probably my least favorite box.
Interesting. I just really like Hela. She's one of my favorite scenarios.
Of course you do.
So, I don't know.
That's sadist.
She's easy to game too. You just don't move on from the first scheme for forever. And then when you're able to build up and take her down, you do it. But I don't know. That's my opinion on Shield. It was an okay box. The heroes were not great, but the scenarios were all pretty good.
Here's my recommendation for it. I think if you are new to the game and you've got the core set and you're enjoying the core set enough, and you go to your local game store or you go online to Amazon and you want to buy a box and it's the only box that's available, go ahead and pick it up because you're still gonna have a good time with it. But am I going to recommend it as your first expansion box? No. I would say that there's a lot of other ones that are more fun out there if you have more options.
Yeah. I think one of the things
Age of Apocalypse is phenomenal.
I think one of the things that really annoyed me about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is the fact that we didn't get that much more new content in it. There were so many reprints. So I think that really annoyed me about it, and so that was something one reason. Too, yeah, when you listen to my review, I'm like, I wouldn't recommend necessarily buying it, especially if you already have the majority of the content. There's no point because you're not getting anything new except for the Shield supports.
Not even
especially if you have
it did come with a lot of
the Spider-Man one.
Yeah, but it came with preparation cards, a lot of more preparation cards, but it was more Justice preparation cards. Which
they were protection preparation cards.
Not worth it. If it's not protection, it's not worth it.
The protection preparation cards were later on.
And those were really great cards. You can't deny that. Those are really great cards.
But we'll talk about those here in a second. But and then Practice Plan did come in. Practice Plan. I mean, it came with some good cards. I felt like Practice Plan, the van that you can put out that gets discarded so that you don't lose an upgrade. Grant Ward, Slingshot.
Grant Ward.
I think it came with several good new aspect cards. But I agree, it did have several reprints in there that you're like, okay, why is this here? But
why have this?
And then we got all four of the helicarriers that I went, cool, these are gonna cost me $6, and they went right in my box because Maria Hill's really the only one that can play them.
That's not true.
Utilize them well.
You could probably use them with
If you know how to do it.
Captain Marvel, Bishop,
Hulkling.
a couple of others, Hulkling.
Magneto.
That's fair.
You could probably cheat it in with that scheme that allows you
No.
to pull supports.
And I think the support has to be 3 or less.
Oh, you're right.
Build support.
Yeah.
So, but it had some interesting stuff. So I wouldn't say it was you aren't getting new content. You're just not getting some like there's better content out there that comes in other boxes.
Yeah, but you're not like if you're wanting to get a box that has a whole ton of new content, Agents of Shield is not the one to pick.
Correct. What about the 4 hero packs we got this year? We got Black Panther, Silk, Winter Soldier, and Falcon.
Man, I'm not really one that can really speak on those 4 that much. I mean, I did get to play them some, but I got real busy after they came out that like I wasn't able to really sit down and play like Winter Soldier or Falcon. Like I played a little bit and I don't think either of them really clicked with me right off the bat. Either of those two. But I did play Silk and Black Panther a little bit more. And I feel like Black Panther, for me, it's like she's almost like a web warrior except for Dora Milaje. And like with the web warriors, like you want to build into the web warrior stuff a lot. Like that's kind of the natural way to go, at least for the way I think of deck building sometimes. And so that's kind of how I felt like with Black Panther is you build into the Dora Milaje stuff, which granted that's like 4 or 5 cards, but that becomes like your I need to get this stuff down because it really helps me out kind of thing. Because it really boosts your stats and you're able to do more with your basic activations. So I mean, Black Panther's fun when you get the Dora Milaje set up, but if that's like, I mean, that was my thing. Like that's what I feel like I have to do. Now you don't have to, but that's what I felt like I have to do. There's not really anything great out there besides that. I did enjoy that they kind of did reiterate on the Black Panther idea. You know, like you have the for Wakanda or Wakanda Forever type stuff that you're able to trigger things, and you're doing the triggering based off of other activations rather than having one card that you may or may not be able to get. And then Silk, I did enjoy the tucking. I thought that was kind of nice because it's like, if I can tuck Shadows of the Past or some of these other cards that I don't enjoy from the thing and let it sit under me and then maybe spend them here or there when I really need to, that was nice. It was kind of like she could game the deck a little bit better than some of the others.
And then you haven't had a chance to play Bucky and Winter Soldier yet?
No, I've played them a little bit, but not much. Like I haven't had the chance to really play them much. Not enough to get them to click. Like they just didn't naturally click with me.
Gotcha.
So so I can't really say a whole lot about them. If I remember right, I think I only played one of them, and I think I only played one of them once, and that was Winter Soldier, and it was an all right game. I think I won. It wasn't that memorable. I'll say it that way. It wasn't that memorable. So I really can't say that much about them. I wasn't like the only one that I was excited about was Winter Soldier, and that's the reason why I played him. But I think one of the reasons why it wasn't that memorable because I don't think I was like, this is so amazing. And I'm not saying it was bad. It just wasn't one of my favorite characters. Yeah.
They weren't characters that were sticking out to you.
Yeah.
That's fair. I guess in the order that they're released, Black Panther, I didn't play. I just got, actually, about a month or 2 ago, and was more focused on checking out her Justice cards. And so I have her Justice cards, but I didn't do anything else with her. Next, Silk. I don't like Silk. I thought I would like her. I wanted to like her. I wanted to like the tucking mechanic, and I just couldn't get her to do anything for me. I felt like I was pulling teeth and losing more games than I was enjoying the game itself. And
Well, you shouldn't pull teeth.
Right. The little puzzle that she has you do to try to figure out which cards to tuck, which web warriors to have out. Do I run web warriors? Do I not? Do I do my own thing? I just couldn't enjoy her. And so she's somebody that I need to go back and test out later. Because I hear that a lot in the Marvel Champions community where somebody tries a character out for several games and it just doesn't jive, and they get frustrated and they leave. And they come back months later, and suddenly it's a fantastic, fun character to play. And maybe I was just missing pieces for her. She did come with Ready for a Fight, which is probably one of my most used cards recently. So there is
And
that.
what aspect is it, Jason?
Nobody's business. So
Protection.
protection. And so it's been a fun card to use. But the rest of her kit, I was so excited for her, and then I felt like I was just really, really disappointed when she just didn't do anything for me. And so I liked SPDR. If I want to play Web Warrior, it's going to be SPDR. Next, Bucky was phenomenal. I clicked with Winter Soldier right away. I've had a lot of fun playing Winter Soldier, but he just, I don't think the community is as excited about him as I am, because every time I play with him, he's just not one of my highly viewed characters. But I feel like he is more of a rush, gonna finish the job fast type character, and I had a blast playing him that way. In almost every aspect, I thought he was really enjoyable to use. And then Falcon took me a long time to get to where I actually enjoyed getting to play Falcon. I will admit that aggression and justice were probably not the two aspects that work well for him from my perspective, but leadership and protection did a really good job. And I really enjoyed his vibranium microwave wing and just being able to ping that damage off quite a bit. And once I found builds that focused mostly on that card and pinging that extra damage off, I actually had a blast playing Falcon. He just took me a long time to get there, and it was kind of fun to watch the community go from not enjoying him to now some people are starting to like him. But really, nobody really liked him right off the bat because he was just a lot of work to figure out. At first, the whole thing was bouncing the bird, and that just gets boring after a while. But seeing people really come to enjoy my deck, all you need is a shield and a yo-yo from the leadership side, I thought it was really neat to see that. So,
Cool.
Yeah. So I think of those four, I would still pick Bucky, but Falcon's a lot of fun. I have to give Silk another try, and then I need to play Black Panther. So,
Okay,
Trickster?
so yes, Trickster Takeover.
yes.
I had so much fun with that. Now,
It's very fun. Very fun.
yes, Loki, not so much. I thought he was too easy. I played him. I don't remember who I played him against, but every single time I've played him, I feel like I've won. He's too easy, I feel like, to game, and I didn't love that about him. But I am looking forward to maybe potentially getting together with you guys and playing him, or getting together with a bunch of other people, maybe doing something online with some other creators. That'd be awesome. But Enchantress to me is just so much fun. I love, like, I almost don't even care when she flips the charm thing over on me, and I'm enthralled. Like, because whatever the forced action is, sometimes it sucks and you don't really get a good benefit from it. But then sometimes it's really great where it's like, oh, you just have to add a threat and then you get to ready. So it's like, okay, I'm going to add a threat and then I ready, and oh, okay, well, that threat's gone again. Like,
Hypnotic Gaze.
yeah, Hypnotic Gaze. Like, to me, I feel like that was part of the fun, was the fact that it's kind of like a gamble. Like, you got your Hypnotic Gaze and you either got a really good one or you got a really sucky one. And you kind of just have to play with the cards that you're dealt with. And I felt like that was really fun because it's not like I'm coming in with this deck that I built that I know will beat this character. I'm coming in with a deck that I built that I know will do pretty good, but she may give me a really sucky Hypnotic Gaze and just kind of throw everything through a loop, and I may have to just work with what I have and kind of come up with strategy as I go. So that's what I really enjoyed about it at all.
Yeah. I mean, I think I know I played it with Jason at least once, maybe 2 times. I want to say one of those times I think we died. I could be wrong. But I do remember it was very fun. I actually remember I remember a little bit of it now. I remember I played Doctor Strange because we were playing Mystic characters, and so I was like, oh, I'll play Doctor Strange. I've never played Doctor Strange before, and that was the first time I played Doctor Strange. And so I do remember playing Doctor Strange and being like, this is really cool. This is really fun.
I think it's probably one of the better scenario packs that are out there. Enchantress is probably hands down my newest favorite scenario. I agree. It's one that I find myself, I'll play another scenario or two and be like, all right, I'm going to go back to Enchantress. because I just have fun playing that. And I even got to a point where I was swapping out the mod sets, because even the Trickster Magic mod set was pretty cool, but putting her with different mod sets just made the game very different and interesting as well. I agree. Like, I played Loki maybe once or twice, and I was like, okay, cool. Like, I get what we're doing here. I think I was listening to somebody else talk about recently how it's like, cool, like we like Loki, and we understand why y'all keep having this concept of there being more than one type of Loki out there in the multiverse, and we're fighting all these different multiverse Lokis, but both scenarios kind of focus on that. And we would love to do just a scenario of fighting this magic Loki that's not trying to be 7 different Lokis, but is one Loki you're facing. And so I thought that was an interesting take, and I'm kind of chewing on that still. I agree. I think I need to test the scenario out, as Red Twister said, with a lot of other people. And so if we can get other content creators out there, and if you're listening, content creators, right now, if you think that would be a great idea, get with us, because we would love to talk to some more content creators about maybe doing a large game together and trying to get that recorded or streaming it or something, just so that we have a large Loki game going. But God of Lies as a solo scenario is not that exciting. But Enchantress is great, and it's one that I'll be, if anybody's like, cool, what do you want to play? And we don't have a recommendation, it'll probably be one of my top recommendations of, well, let's just play Enchantress then. Because it was just, I enjoy it every time. And the hypnotic gaze is a neat mechanic, and that mystery of, am I going to get it, am I not, is very interesting. So, I think the last time I played her, I was using Nick Fury. And because he doesn't get attacked as often, it took a long time before my hypnotic gaze flipped. So that was neat. But yeah,
Mine
I think
always flips super quick.
if you're looking for an easy scenario, you're looking for a scenario, not an easy scenario, but a scenario you want to hit, buy it. Buy the scenario pack.
Yeah,
if you're looking for
very
something
fun.
new, you can't afford another box, one of the bigger boxes yet, get this scenario pack. You will not be disappointed. Civil War. I would like to start off, if you're okay. I hadn't had a chance to go first yet.
No, I'm not okay with that.
Okay. I'm still making my way through it. I think I like Tigra. I've heard people say that they enjoy Tigra more than Bucky, and I would not agree with that. I like Bucky more. She's got some interesting mechanics, and she's been fun to play. But to say that she's been like my favorite hero or my favorite new hero to play, I see myself playing her like 3 or 4 more games and being like, cool, I played Tigra. And then she's going to go in the box until one idea comes into my brain. Hopefully, maybe these next couple games I play with her, she will click in a way that makes me excited to play her again. But right now, I'm like, cool, like I kind of did what I wanted to do, and now I'm over it. And so, Hulkling, I'm not played yet. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, he's on my list to test out, but I just haven't had a chance to play him yet. I like the concept of the PvP now that I've heard more about it, and I kind of see what it's like to build it. And I'm excited to try it. I can't wait to give you guys more feedback once I've had a chance to test it out. The scenarios so far to me have been meh. Like I don't think any of the 4 scenarios yet, just as a solo player, have I been at a point where I'm like, cool, I'm nervous here, or I'm sweating, or am I going to win? Am I going to lose? I just kind of feel like, okay, like I get what it was going for. I get why they were going that direction. And I feel like it is definitely catered to and more designed towards you build your scenario that you take to try to fight against your friend with. And so I think I need to test that side of the box to really give a how I feel about the scenarios. But right now, it's just kind of going through them as a solo player. They're okay. The mod sets are what make it more exciting and enjoyable. The actual leaders, I've not been that impressed with. So
Yeah, I haven't really been able to play through it at all. I've played one game where I played against Iron Man as Hulkling. And I mentioned that earlier, and I did really enjoy Hulkling. I thought he was a lot of fun. I do have a little bit more to figure out about him, and I definitely have a lot to figure out about Iron Man. But I kind of liked the idea of what it was going for. You know, you kind of feel like you are playing against, even in solo player, like you're kind of feeling like you're playing against somebody who is playing Iron Man, the hero kit. And so you kind of feel like you're going against somebody who's doing that. And I kind of like that. I think that's kind of cool. It may be different when actual PvP is included in it. But yeah, I mean, kind of like what you said, the schemes, I don't really care. Like, I haven't looked at the other schemes. I just did like the ones that come with his kit. But like, I don't really care like what's going on with the scheme. Like, okay, yeah, sure, I gotta pay attention. There's a forced response, or something like that. But it's just like 7 and 9. Like, I just don't, it's not really. I don't feel like there's a real challenge coming from the schemes. It's all focused on the actual villain. So I don't know. That's all my experience with Civil War. Maybe if I play it more, I'll find that okay, yeah, it's a good thing that they did this the way they did it. But I don't know. I'll have to check out Synthesoid SmackDown and see if they iterated on it at all, and just see if it's worth it.
I know that Levi's about to start talking, and that's great. I just talking about Synthesoid SmackDown. I feel like personally, you should have just put that all on the Civil War box. It should not have been sold as a separate thing. It should have all just come in one box. Personally.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, we're only getting 4 more villains on top of 2 heroes. And so Synthesoid SmackDown, it gives you 2 more villains. Air quotes around villains because they're not really villains.
You get 16 mod sets.
But you also get the PvP stuff.
That's true too.
If I had friends to PvP against.
So here's my opinion about Civil War. So I was so as soon as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. came out, and in it they said, "Oh, there's a Civil War coming." I knew. It's something that I had been before that. Something, and I know that I had talked with Jason, at least Jason a little bit. I don't know if I said this to Earth Twister, but I had been trying to come up with the concept of PvP, like way to play that. But then this comes out, and I haven't played it yet, so I can't comment on the PvP yet. And it's not like before I was not like, oh my gosh, the only thing that's missing in this game is PvP. I was just like, it's a different way to play the game, personally. And so I know Earth Twister specifically in the past has said it's, whatever. But personally, I was just like, it would be kind of neat to try and do that. So I was very excited whenever they had, they're like, Civil War's coming. I was like, awesome. I loved the comics of Civil War. Something that I'm a little sad about is that they didn't do any kind of like a campaign thing in it. That's one of the things that I've liked about the others. So far, I have enjoyed playing against the scenarios. I've thoroughly enjoyed Hulkling. I have not played Tigra yet. So far, I think it's fun. I do like that they're thinking outside of the box with it, but at the same time, there are certain things like you only get 4 quote unquote villains, like people to play against. Yeah. So you don't get the 5 that you normally get. You don't get the campaign. So it's not my favorite one so far.
The mod sets are what make it scary. I mean, like you look at Spider-Man, he gets tangled up. You get, so he makes it more difficult. He frustrates you. You get the Defenders, and they do some stuff that are annoying. The Secret Avengers and New Avengers come back as a boost card after you kill them. Like they've got some cool mechanics in there. Like if I'm excited to face Namor, I'm not excited for any of the villains.
So something that I do like about it is they've tried to make them play like their hero packs.
Yes, that has been cool to see.
That is something that is cool. And it's nice because they're not trying to change the dynamic of who they are.
Reinvent the wheel per se. That is neat to see, but it's definitely very, very different than anything else we've gotten before.
Right.
I just don't know if I'd recommend it as your first expansion box either.
No, I'm still Age of Apocalypse.
Hands down, probably their best one.
I'm still Mad Titan Shadow, but that's just me.
That's cool.
It's a good one too.
Yeah.
I like Red Rise of Red Skull is really good. Mutant Genesis is great.
Sinister Motives.
Sinister Motives is very interesting. I didn't like the heroes as much as that one. I was excited for the heroes, but I didn't like the way they played as much.
Isn't that where Miles Morales comes?
Yeah, dude.
You like Miles?
I guess I need to try him again, but I wasn't very impressed.
He's going to end up being one of those that's like Magneto, where like you don't really use the cards outside of his kit that much.
Got it. So stick with 40 cards instead of 50.
Probably.
Good to
Yeah.
know. Overall, though, like I don't think it was a bad year. I think we got some cool stuff out of this year. I just, I think I enjoyed the Age of Apocalypse wave more.
I mean, that's
But
the
it
wave
was
that we started in on, all of us.
right.
Like,
That's
so it's
true.
kind of what we were like, oh my gosh, Age of Apocalypse, like this is so cool because that's, I mean, for you and I, Jason, that's kind of like the comic series that we grew up with. Like that was
I mean,
sort of the first thing that we read.
I got the Age of Apocalypse set before I got the core set.
You did. That's right.
Mostly because Jason wanted to play Standard 3.
Standard 3, I don't love it. That's probably
What?
why I'm not a huge fan of Age of Apocalypse.
What?
I love Standard 3.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
love Standard
normally
3.
play in.
I love,
I always play Standard 1.
like, Unis is okay, but I really enjoy
You don't play
Dark
Standard
Beast.
2?
Yeah, let's go roll the villain steady.
I will say that
Standard 2
Age of-
Expert. There you go.
Age of Apocalypse, it brought me the one scenario that I refuse to play.
What's that?
The Horseman.
Really?
Yes.
Dude,
I
the
take
first
'em
time
on.
the first time I ever played solo, I played Wolverine against the Horsemen and I beat them.
Look, Jubilee is fantastic against the Four Horsemen because she's like stunned, confused, ha, and it's great.
They kicked our teeth in like 3 times, Levi.
That's because we hadn't played that much at that point.
I still don't like them.
And I don't remember who you were playing.
Oh,
I don't remember
gosh.
who I was playing.
We did Rise of Red Skull. I used Storm in that one.
Oh,
And we
I
played
remember
Age
who
of
I was
Apocalypse.
playing. Age of Apocalypse. I was playing Drax. And I was trying to play him in Protection.
Oh, yeah. It screwed you over.
And it was not the best.
But then you used Pool.
Then I used Pool and I was just killing it.
Who did I play? Oh, my gosh. It must have not been that impressive.
Probably Gambit.
It wasn't Gambit.
I don't remember.
It wasn't X-Men, though, I bet.
It also didn't help that we were playing because there's 4 of us. It wasn't just you and I. Remember?
I do remember that. I just can't remember who I played as. Did, somebody had
I think-
Nightcrawler, right?
I think Chuver was Magic.
He was Magic. Because that's when he discovered the magic dog. And then from then on, we didn't have any problems.
And then
I was playing Shadowcat.
DeCaro, was he playing with us? Dr. Science, did he play with us? Because if he did, we know who he was playing as.
Yeah, Captain America. He played as Captain America that whole time, as always. I'm pretty sure I was playing, which I like Shadowcat a lot, but I don't think she worked well against the Horseman. So
I think it's easier to beat the Horseman solo.
that's fair, which sounds counterintuitive. But we're way off topic. The final thing that they brought us this year
No.
is the 3 new environments. And I think they've had to do this because they're not able to continue to print all of their content for this game. So our first environment we got was the current environment. The second environment we got was the limited environment. And the final one is legacy. So current is anything from Age of Apocalypse on. And that'll change, from my understanding from the article and from the rule set, that'll change every time they change the rules, what the new current environment is. Which essentially it sounds like it's going to
They
be
change the rules.
about once a year. They'll update the rules.
Ugh.
Maybe twice a year, depending. And then, so like this year, I think we'll get the change probably in December, and they'll say anything from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on. And so, just keep that in mind. That makes it interesting because you're building out of a unique set of content. Limited environment, I feel like it's just kind of funny to me. It's kind of what I was doing until I got everything to consider myself legacy. It's just I don't have all the content, so I'm going to play with what I have. And so, limited environment, though, is you pick 3 boxes, and then you pick
10 packs.
10 hero packs, and you build out of that amount of content.
Huh.
And then legacy is just all the content you can take from anything that's been ever made for Marvel Champions. So
Yep. I'm old school. Legacy guy.
I like legacy. I think it's enjoyable. I think it's going to be interesting I think it's going to be important and interesting to understand current, because I think we're going to move more into an environment where new players are going to only be able to play current or limited. So, not that we can't, I guess, share some of our stuff with new players too. But even like when we were getting into the game, it was already hard to find Captain America and Doctor Strange at that time. to the point that I think I had to get on Facebook Marketplace and happened to find a Doctor Strange on there for you, Levi.
You tried to. I did find it on Marketplace, but it was through somebody else.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought I found a guy. I was like, here's this, check it out. And then you contacted him and he got him to just do the Doctor Strange and not the rest of the stuff.
Maybe.
Either way.
There was a guy I talked to that he had a whole bunch of stuff, and he's like, "No, I'm not going to split up this. It's all. I'm just selling everything." And I thoroughly thought about just buying all of it and just individually selling off the stuff I didn't have, which was everything. I had everything except for Doctor Strange.
Yeah. It is what it is. Just turning around and reselling it on eBay for a stupid amount of price. Yeah.
Stupid.
Just hold on to it for a long time. And it wasn't even when I got it. It wasn't. It was just the cards. It was nothing else. It was just. I mean, it was still sealed. I do remember that. It was still sealed, but it didn't have the actual plastic case or even the insert.
Dang.
But that's all I wanted, anyways. I wasn't like
The insert. Yeah.
I don't know if the environments, we just got them last month. I think, Earth Twister, you told me that you just read about it today, maybe 5 minutes before the podcast. And then, Levi, you haven't really messed around with anything but Legacy, right?
You're right. I knew that it was coming. Like I know. I mean, I know. This is more of like they're having to do this out of necessity.
Yep.
It's not, and I know they're not trying to punish anybody.
Just new players.
Yeah. If I make any more content, I will probably try to be more conscious of current and more than legacy stuff. But whenever I'm just playing with you guys, like when I'm just playing specifically you, Jason, more of the time, I mean, I'm just like, this is what I got. Check it out.
I think I want to run with Legacy most of the time. I think for the podcast or for my YouTube channel, I'm probably going to try to do one episode of Current and one episode of Legacy because I enjoy Legacy and I want to keep playing Legacy. But I think Current is just going to be an interesting challenge for me to test out cards that I probably wouldn't normally play.
Yeah, and I did because like whenever I played with my nephew, I know I took a picture of it, but I don't know if I sent it to you guys or not. But I remember saying, what I was doing, and you were like, "Hey, you're playing Current," and I was like, "Oh yeah," because it is.
Yep. The core set's the only old thing that is still current.
They should probably introduce a new core set.
It'd be interesting. People have talked about it, the concept of it, because Arkham Horror just released a new core set, and so they keep hoping that Marvel's going to, but I don't see why they would need to. We have a good, solid core set already, but if they release the core set, we're going to lose a lot of those cool cards, like for current environment, like Make the Call and Nick Fury, that are still stupid powerful. Maria Hill, so
not necessarily.
Right. I'm just stating some of the thoughts that are being spoken. So
awesome.
What are you guys excited about for Marvel Champions in 2026? They released the entire release schedule. What are you most excited for?
Defenders, finally.
Daredevil.
So a new trait, Defenders and Daredevil. I'm excited for Luke Cage. I really like the Bendis run of the new Avengers Luke Cage, and so I'm really excited for him to be in the game as a hero.
Iron Fist.
I'm hoping that he is a precon of leadership. Iron Fist will be cool too.
I'm always looking for those protection precons.
I'm curious to see if Luke Cage and Iron Fist, one, play well together, but also if they have a team up card.
I hope.
And if they're each other's signature allies.
Or that.
I think we're gonna get a team up card for Luke Cage and Jessica Jones because they're married in the comics, and I think we're gonna get that in one in each of their packs. And then we'll get a team-up card for Luke Cage and Iron Fist in the Iron Fist pack. That's my thought. But my hope is that they do play well together. I think it'd be fun if they could bounce off of each other for sure. Yeah, but it's going to be a good year. I think we got some cool stuff coming out. Wonder Man and Hercules are going to finish out the Civil War packs stuff. So that'll be interesting.
Hercules.
What are some of y'all's...
hero.
What are some of y'all's hopes for Sidekicked in 2026? What would you guys like to see in the podcast moving forward?
I've already said it. I'll say it again. Captain America Strikes Back.
A third episode about Captain America. Okay.
I think Jason has to make that episode. I say that because I came up with the first one. Levi came up with the second one. So now, Jason, you have to come up with the third one. So get your creative juices flowing.
I concur.
You got something.
I concur.
I think obviously seeing more allies. I'm really excited to dig into some of the ones that I thought I knew a lot about, but obviously don't, like Angel and Beast, because that's specifically the example I gave earlier. And then just dig into some of those allies and really check them out. And of course, I'd love to see our audience grow with us in numbers and in knowledge.
I'm excited for 25 more episodes, and I agree. I think I'm looking forward to more knowledge with allies and getting some more audience members and folks that are wanting to grow with us in our podcast. And I also look forward to some of our new guests. We've got some people that are slowly lining up to join us for season 2 on a couple of episodes, and I'm pretty stoked about some new guests coming onto the show and just getting to talk to more people about this awesome game and branching out from just more of us to being more of a community with the folks around us. So it should be an epic time.
Absolutely epic.
Well, I guess we're kind of at the end here. We've covered everything we needed to cover, and we are almost as long as when we talked to Solo in our recording time here.
Yep.
So we better start closing that out. But
Before I start closing my eyes,
we each need to just take a moment, thank our listeners one last time for listening to the show, and then we'll say our regular closing statements, and we will close out season 1 from there. So, first and foremost, I do want to say thank you, everyone, for listening to the podcast. It has been an honor to get to share allies with you guys for a full year, and we look forward to bringing you guys some more content through 2026 to up through 2027 for our second season. We hope to get 25 more episodes to get you guys up to episode 50 with us. We are so thankful for everyone that's taking the time out of their day to listen to us, either on your commute, or if you're just taking a poop and need to listen to something, or if whatever else it is that you do while you listen to a podcast. We appreciate it. And thank you so much for choosing our podcast out of all the podcasts you could choose to listen to. And we hope you continue to enjoy our content. Thank you guys so very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, just as Jason said, for specifically listening to us while you're on the pot. It means so much to me that you would choose to listen to us while you're on the pot rather than reading a book or watching YouTube or scrolling through your phone. It's great to feel so cherished and well listened to. And honestly, I am very grateful that you guys do choose to listen to us. It has been very fun and rewarding to do this. Not only are we getting to teach you guys about these allies, but it has been fun getting to learn ourselves. So thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity and for checking us out and just supporting us along the way.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you so much for listening to everything that we've put out so far. I do hope that you continue to listen to us, specifically on the toilet. Yeah, I mean, if this was not fun talking with these two guys here, I would not be here. I know a lot of the jokes that I say are really stupid, and they laugh at some of them, and I hope you laugh at some of them too. I know a lot of the jokes I tell are specifically to make myself laugh. So just be aware. So it's okay if you don't. It's okay if you do. It's okay if you don't listen to that. If you don't laugh at my dumb jokes. But seriously, this, Marvel Champions. I mean, I love playing Marvel Champions, as we've said several times. I know the other guys have most of the game. I have most of the game too. Very, very fun game. Fun talking about it. I love Marvel. Marvel's super. I can talk about Marvel stuff all day long with these guys. So thank you so much for listening to our ramblings, and hope you listen to more. And just remember, if you're sitting on the toilet, watch out for those wombats out there.
Or if you notice that there are square cubes in your toilet, you might be a wombat.
That too.
All right, guys, this has been Earth Twister. Stay twisty.
I'm Levi Lewis. Emma Stone, go out with me.
Why do you get 2 outs?
I didn't say my name the first time.
Oh my gosh. Fantasy Flight, thank you guys so much for an awesome game. Please keep making cool content. I know we talked hither and thither about your game earlier, but we really do love it. Thank you so much for all the content you gave us in 2025. We look forward to 2026. My name is Jason Sketch, and next time, we'll be deadly serious next time. See you guys in Season 2. Peace.